Right, good afternoon. We are Team VitalVis. So up and down the country, everyone in hospital gets their observations, blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate recorded on these paper charts. But now we're collecting data digitally in quite a few places up and down the country. But digital data presents its own little problem. So a market leader, VitalPack for example, allows data collection on a smartphone. But if you can look at the screenshot on the right, it's really quite hard to visualize a large amount of observation data in a screen size that small. That shows about a few hours worth, but really I want about 5 days worth. So, inspired by Tufti, which was the father of data visualization, some of you might be aware of, we thought we'll set ourselves an interesting challenge. How can we visualize maybe up to hundreds of discrete patient information events in a screen the size of a smartphone, 5 days worth? And this is what we come up with. So I'm just going to take you through this a little bit. As you can see, you've got the demographics detail above and the early warning score on the right-hand side, which indicates how ill the patient is at this moment in time. On the right-hand side of the screen is 24 hours worth of observation data. On the left-hand side, divided by the individual grey lines, are 4 days worth of observation data. So, at a glance, you are able to see what's going on with your patient over the last 5 days. And based on Tufti's very clear principles of data to ink ratio, or now data to pixel ratio, we want to remove any extraneous grid lines or anything that is not there. So, those 3 grey bars on the top indicating respiratory and oxygen saturation represents the safe range. So, after a while, the brain starts to recognize what's abnormal and what's normal, and you start developing this. And then there's also several things that we've done here. We have a line going right in the middle that indicates the actual units, so it lets the mind find out exactly where you are. So this is what we produce, but clearly, as you can see, this is a highly polished product. But let's see what we managed to generate in code. Oh, sorry, before that. The beauty about miniaturization is that if you take it to a large screen, on a normal monitor, you can actually see up to 8 patients, 5 days worth very quickly. Another potential application of miniaturization is for patient dashboards. For a small amount of pixels, we can see a lot of information that is very useful. So next. So what have we actually done in code? Now clearly this is not as pretty as before, but can I just say that you are now observing history for the first time ever at NHS Hack Day. These are real live patient data, right? Courtesy of King's College Hospital, we got 1.4 million data points, all right? And they're all called Fred blocks for obvious reasons. Is that 3 minutes?
That's your 3 minutes.
All right.
Thank you very much.
That's history. Okay.